Hi everyone, today I'd like to share with you an experience I recently had with FamilySearch. My father, whose name was also Daniel Dornelas, was born and raised in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil. He married my mom, Gracinda Dornelas, in Portugal, where I was born and raised. In 2017, my dad began having some health issues, which doctors could not diagnose. Several body parts were just swelling up. Even though he had a master's degree in biomedical science and he understood how the body works very well, we couldn't figure out what was happening and what was causing these issues. After visiting several doctors in many areas of expertise, one doctor suggested that he had to correct my father's heart frequency by going through a process called ablation. This helped his condition a little bit, but soon later his health took a hit again. He was hospitalized a couple of times, but always decided he wanted to go home, as nobody knew what he had and they were just testing different treatments to see if anything did anything. In April 2019, I was living in Germany at the time. I get a call from my mother in the early hours of the morning, letting me know that my dad had passed away on his bed during the night. To this day, nobody knows what caused him to get sick or why he passed away. Now, in doing family history, using FamilySearch one day, I went to my tree and decided to learn a little bit more about my great-grandfather on my grandma's side, so my dad's mom's dad. At the time, there were no source documents added to his record, so I decided to search for my great-granddad's name in the civil records. I was amazed at what I found, to be honest. For those who don't know, and I didn't at the time, Brazil death records are very detailed. In his record, I found out that he died at age 85, which is perfectly normal to see in a death record, the age of the person when they died. But I also found out what his occupation was. It also mentioned that he had retired from his government administration job. I realized that he had married twice. He died leaving a wife and 9 kids, whose names were also included in that record. And I could recognize my grandma's name and her sister's names, which I always remember my dad talking about while I was growing up. Together with the richness of all of this information provided in that single document came the cause of death, which is perfectly natural to find on a document like this. And to me, it was more than just the cause of death, but also an important piece of this family puzzle that I was about to complete. So my dad's grandfather passed away from a heart attack following a heart failure. When I read this, it was clear to me that my father probably had some kind of heart condition, which he inherited and wasn't properly diagnosed. I realized that I needed to get myself checked out, as this could be a genetic condition that I could have inherited. Still haven't gotten around to it, but it's an early 2022 goal, so stay tuned for any updates as this unfolds. I ended up realizing that if I had done family history more often, growing up, as a young man, or even after I was all grown up and spent time with my dad and my grandma, if we had talked a little bit more about my grandfather and how he lived and passed while they were still alive, we could have been more prudent with our health. And my dad could have done regular checks to see if he had anything or if it could in some way be related to any genetic condition that there was. I risk to say that family history can save our lives in many senses of the word. When we understand where we came from, it's easier to define and endure through the roads ahead. I hope that my experience inspires you to dive into the records that are available at FamilySearch. There are so many resources to help you get started. Surely you will learn much more about yourself just by learning a little bit about your ancestors. Good luck on your search.